going on, everybody? So I just saw Freaky, which is basically a slasher spin on Freaky Friday, where a killer known as the Blissfield Butcher switches bodies with this teenage girl in high school, and she has 24 hours to get out of that body or she'll be stuck in it permanently as the Butcher. Now, this movie is written and directed by Christopher Landon, who did both of the Happy Death Day movies, which I'm a fan of. I really like Happy Death Day, and I was a somewhat fan of the second one. I wasn't as crazy about it as everyone else was, but it was fine. I definitely like this director. I haven't hated anything he's done, so I went into this knowing I was probably going to like it. And did I? Yes, I really enjoyed this. This one corrected the one problem I had with Happy Death Day, and that is if you're going to do a slasher, you gotta do it rated R. There's gotta be some blood, there's gotta be some gore, and this one has it in spades. There is a lot of on-screen carnage in this movie, so if you're looking for that, you're gonna get it. So the positives for this movie is that right there. That is a huge plus in this movie, is the gore is not only awesome looking, the practical effects, but it's also creative. The kills are really unique and cool and just hilarious as well. They're funny. They're not to be taken too serious. It's supposed to, gross you out, but also make you laugh. It's not a serious horror movie. This is a horror comedy, and the comedy was working also, so that's another plus in this movie, was that I was chuckling quite a bit.
I have to admit, it hasn't been all bad.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Move! How's that feel? I'll make you wish your stupid face was never born. Oh my God, did you just pee yourself?
Yes!
There's lots of references to other horror movies, little subtle things, some not so subtle. This movie takes place on a Friday the 13th. There's even shots from The Shining. There's things that remind you of Halloween, like head tilts, and things that also are kind of like Scream. There's subtle elements of the story that are kind of like Scream. The whole opening is basically like a throwback to 80s slashers with the teenagers having sex, doing drugs, getting picked off one by one, creative ways, the music, the atmosphere. It's very 80s throwback slasher movie, and I love that. And I like this creative, spin on the story of body swapping. It's not an original story, but I like the spin on it, the whole slasher thing. And I like that they play around with the strengths and weaknesses of these characters once they switch. I liked all the main characters in the movie, the friends, even the mom and sister. They're really well thought out, well written, fleshed out characters that you like, and no one was annoying. And I really liked the performances in here by Kathryn Newton and Vince Vaughn. They get to play two different characters, evil and good, and they both play the opposites very well. The movie just looks good overall too. There's a lot of cool set pieces. I like some of the cinematography in here, and it clicked along at a very good pace. Was never bored, so I have hardly anything bad to say about it. If I had to say anything negative, it would be that it was just a little over dramatic at times, and there's some writing issues I had, just some little conveniences and questions I had while watching it, things that didn't really make too much sense to me. But yeah, I mean, the whole she's the ugly girl and she's getting picked on by these other girls that are supposed to be hotter than her. Am I supposed to believe that? She's way hotter than them, and then all she has to do is throw on a leather jacket, put her hair in a ponytail, and now she's a 10 out of 10. It's just ridiculous. They do it a lot in movies, oh, she's the dork because she's got glasses on or something, and then the next day she puts on some red lipstick and now she's just stunning. It's I wasn't buying it. There's just no way. All right, it's just silly. And then you got the teacher from I forget the actor's name, but he was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the guy with the sports car, but he was just over the top evil and cruel to her. It was just unrealistic as well. And I felt like the movie by the end of it went on longer than it needed to. They want to throw in an extra action suspense sequence, but it wasn't really needed. There was a point in the movie where it looks like it's about to end, but they decide, let's throw on an extra 5 minutes here. And I didn't hate the extra 5 minutes we got, but it just, by the end of it, was unnecessary. You could have ended it where you were going to end it, and it would have been just fine. But overall, I really liked the movie. Love the performances. Love Vince Vaughn. He's awesome. His performance in here as the slasher in the open, there was some Ted White in his performance. He is basically Jason Voorhees in this movie. He is great. The kills are fantastic, the gore, the comedy, the characters. I loved it overall. Hardly anything bad to say about it. If you're a slasher fan, this is for you. It's funny, it's gory, it's amazing. The only thing missing is the nudity. That's what slashers used to have back in the day. Not in this one, but the nudity isn't needed. It's still a fun film. So when it comes to freaky Friday the 13th, which is what they should have called it, this movie is great, so go out and buy it. And those are my thoughts on Freaky. What did you think about this movie? Put all your thoughts of it in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you've seen, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.